Hey everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Well, I'm playing in the dirt. I got my panning kit here, and I honestly have to say I practiced first before I wanted to be bold enough and go on a video and make a video of gold panning. I didn't want to look like a fool, and a lot of people consider me as skilled in instructing things, and I just did not want to do anything like that without knowing what I was doing. So you can see here a little bit of dirt behind me. You can see I've dug a little hole. Previously what I did the other day is I just dug straight down in my sand pit here to get an idea of the colors of sand in this area. I just wanted to see if there's any concentration of black sand, which is what you look for when you're looking for gold. I did not find any, but what I did find is my first scoop was right here, literally right here. I took a full-size shovel, and I did not classify it. I put it straight in my pan, and I panned it out, and I found a speck of gold. My first pan ever. With the Garrett gold trap panning kit. This is not a commercial, this is not an ad, but this thing is so easy to use. I found gold, a gold flake, in my first pan ever. So then I went and I did another shovelful, a little bit lower down here, and I found another flake of gold. I did a third shovelful. I found another flake of gold. There's gold in my backyard in the middle of northern Michigan. Who would have known? Now, this flake of gold is tiny. I'm not going to get rich, and don't be coming to burst down my fence and try to take all my gold away. I'm talking about one tiny little pinpoint-sized flake of flour gold per shovelful in my land here. In this sand, there's about one tiny piece of flour per normal shovelful. Not this little shovel, but a standard shovelful of sand from my yard. So there's gold in my property. Now I'm going to go ahead and pan out a shovelful, or a little bit here. I'm going to classify it. Well, I'm going to scoop it into here, and I'm going to go over to the water and classify it. But I'm just going to take off right here where I found the first scoop of gold the other day. Might be able to classify right here, but I want to use water. I don't want to go too overboard on filling this up, because then it's harder to pan. But I'll just get a little bit of sand here. That's enough. I'm going to take this on over to the water, and I'm going to start panning this out and see if we can find a flake of gold in my land. So I'm over here to my water tub. I was experimenting with the mini sluice the other day, and it's pretty cool, but I'm going to save that for a different video one day. And I'm going to set up a little miniature sluice area for that. So I got to come over here. And the first thing I want to do is just classify. So I'm going to sift this through here, and then I'm going to pour it off into a bucket. I want to get the 1/4 inch stuff out of here real quick first. Oh, I had too much in there.
That's rock.
Yep, that's all rocks. Look, there's a pretty one for you. Take them off. Get that out of the way. I got a little bit too full of pan, so I'm gonna pour this off into a bucket, and then I'm gonna classify it again with a little sifter. It's all I got for now. I will probably get more equipment if this pans out. I see I was a little overzealous on that shovelful. I should have used one normal shovel and scooped one time, and I would have had the right amount like before. Anyway, though, I've got this. I'm going to scoop off a mess of it. I would put way too much. Considering especially I'm saying I can find a flake in one shovel of sand, and then I overdid it anyway. That was a mistake. So I'm gonna scoop this all off. I want to get it out of the pan anyway and then reclassify it one more time because I want to get a finer grain of sand, so it's not as hard to pan out. So I'm going to finish moving that out of here and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, it did all fit in the little white bucket. Now I've got my little sifter, little kitchen sifter from the dollar store. Works fine. This is an old one that Melanie threw away. So it works out. I have to sit on this chair because my leg won't bend properly. I think I'm going to set this in here. Keep that here next to this, that way I don't lose anything. So what I want to do is just get the gravels out of there, and then I don't expect to find any flakes or nuggets really, but hey, you never know. But there's some pretty stuff in our property. This is all glacier deposits. So the glaciers come through and they deposited all kinds of stuff in this area long ago, and you never know what you might find in our gravel. I find some beautiful stones, and some of them I'm going to put in a rock polisher and go through, but you just never know. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome if I found a flake of gold or a beautiful little stone of some kind? There's diamonds in Michigan. Wouldn't that be wild? People have found diamonds in Michigan, and considering the glaciers ripped this place apart, you never know what you might find. So I'm going to look through it all. There's a lot of little tiny fragments of some pretty stones, but you know, this finer gravel, there's nothing really exciting in this fine stuff. If there was, it'd be pretty small. So I'm going to pan. That's enough for me for now. I'm going to pan half that right now. I am not an expert by any means, so forgive me if this looks very awkward. But this kit is so simple that I found, I do have soap in here, I actually found gold in my first pan, so yeah, well, let's see how it goes. Anyway, I'm gonna, this is not an instructional video on panning, so I'm gonna get this down a little bit. I'm gonna work it and work it off and get this down a little bit to where I can see the concentrates a little better. Right now I've just got pure sand in there, so we'll be back in a minute. Now I've got it down to where you can see a little bit of black sand showing up, so this is where I get really slow. The first part of the process is really quick for me, but once I start seeing black sand, I slow right down. Because the thing about me, the black sands are magnetic, and I want to keep that stuff myself. A lot of people, you know, they're just going for the gold, but I'll show you later what I got in this land and why I want to keep even the black sands. There's a little bit of black sand showing up in the bottom along the back line there. So there, I don't know how well that shows up. Let me see if I can see that in the camera. Here there's a little bit of dark color showing up right here on this edge, and that's when I start to slow down, because I don't want to lose any of that myself. I have a reason, like I said, for my own hobby work and stuff, my own electronics shop. See the metallic, magnetic, oh, I didn't see, I'm not even in the video, I'm sorry about that, I can't see what I'm doing. I'm also getting used to this new camera. Good camera, no complaints yet, but it's a different range of focus than the other, or field of view I should say. Anyway, the black sands are generally magnetic, and I want to use them for making coils and generator cores. See here you got, oops, I sloshed it away. You got some color showing up in here in the pan, right here, that's the black sands. Just from the one shovel full of soil, half a shovel I should say, of soil from my garden, my backyard. But I really want to keep that. Now I've been watching gold panning videos and studying this. Actually, I've been looking at this stuff for years. I've been wanting to get into this for many years. But if you're just going for the gold, basically, the stuff is quite heavy, and so you're gonna have a hard time actually losing that. Sorry if you hear the birdies. Get some little baby birds next to me. I lost a little bit of the black stuff right there, so I can now sort of bring this around. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. Okay, yeah, that's what I want right up in here. This is what I want to save. And what it is, birds. You guys are driving me insane. I might have to stop. One fell out of its box. That's actually garnet. My property I found, one of the first pans that I did, is full of garnet. Loaded with garnet sand. And garnet sand doesn't have a lot of value, really, except for sandblasting and rock polishing. So imagine, I can get into rock polishing by using this materials from my own property. Just think about that. Garnet sand is often used in rock polishing. It's an abrasive. It's actually also used in sandpaper and other industrial uses like cutting wheels and sandpaper. So I do want to keep the black sands out of my yard as much as I can. Keep that garnet. So for me, getting the blondes off is not as easy. Well, now I've got it down a little bit better. Let me shake it. And then swirl it a little. To give you an idea of some of the red color that I get. That's the black sands that I'm trying to save. Is it going to show up on the camera? It's awkward. I might have to tip the camera. Can you see that all right? The problem outdoors is the glare you get. There, yeah, there it is. The glare you get for outdoors. All that right there is garnet. Super fine garnet sand, which is really neat. So now, oh, I think I see a speck of gold. Where are you? There you are. Either, no, maybe not. It's hard to tell. Now the problem with garnet is that it shines, and it's faceted, and it shines. Let me redo my camera. Just like, well, it looks like a shiny metal on the facets of it. The problem, though, is that because of that, you have to really look at it at different angles to try to get and see if it's a mineral that you're looking for, or if it's gold. I mean, if it's just a garnet. See that those little sands will glitter. They'll glitter like, it's amazing, the little garnet sand, how it can glitter. I'm having a struggle getting this on camera at this angle, so let me see if I can change the camera angle and show you better what I'm doing. Alright, now maybe you can see better what I'm doing. So what I want to do is I want to concentrate this out. I've got to get my other pan. Unfortunately, my other pan has some other stuff in it that I'm trying to keep. So I've got to get that out of there. I've got the little pan. So no, I'm not doing the right things here. I'm just trying to get this up a line. There, you can see it now. There, you can see it very, very well. That's what I'm talking about. So I got to get this up Sorry about the camera angles. This is a whole new experience for me. So trying to pan this stuff and get the camera angles right is completely new for me. Eventually, if I do this more, what I'll end up probably doing is setting up multiple cameras. Well, let me get that sorted out. I'll be back in a minute. Now what I'll do when I get a line of sand, black sand, I'll take my little scooper. Now obviously I need a better one than that later. This is because of the kit when I bought it didn't have the proper scooper. Oops, I got some yellow sand in there. It didn't have the proper sucker tool, so I'm using an eyedropper from the pharmacy for now, but I'll get the right tools later. So what I'm doing here, I'm concentrating out the black sands from my property into a pan, and that makes it easier for me to get it out of the yellow. I believe me, I messed with this for a long time. I couldn't get it to work for anything. I mixed that in a little bit. I tried and tried and tried. I couldn't separate that stuff at all. So now what I do is I try to get it in my pan all in one line, and then try to take it off with an eyedropper. It's hard to separate the garnet from the yellow sand. They're very much related in weight. So I try to get as much garnet as I want. Again, I want the garnet sand. Oops. Fly chewing on my neck is not convenient. I might be able to get a tiny little bit more out of that pan. Get as much garnet as I can, and then I'll pan that out separately, the garnet, once I concentrate it all. Okay, now I've panned out this in from the black sand, this much black sand I should say, from that batch. I need a turkey baster to do this job better. I'm going to be getting one. I absolutely need a turkey baster because that will help me clean out the pan better. Should I get some in there? Hope not. You have to remember to not get in that little hole right there. So I got that out of there. I prefer to put my concentrated sands back into the bigger pan. There's somehow a bigger grain got in there. I don't know how that got in there. But it's easier for me to use the bigger pan. Hey, heavy little thing. To try to concentrate this out. Or to pan this out, I should say. A bit more water. Now I keep all my water and all of my ends of my pan. I clean out my pan and I wash it all into one bucket. In case I miss something at one point in time, everything goes into one bucket. I'm trying to get all the black sands washed off into one area and then try to pan that down. Get a little bit of water out of here. Now there's some yellow sand in there on top. Now that's just the way it goes. Now I need a little bit more water for what I'm about to do. I'm using soap, dish soap, to break up the surface of the water. Because gold will actually float on the surface of the water if you don't. I found that out the hard way. I lost a flake of gold. I never did find it again. So I'm going to work on this. I won't be able to show you the camera. I don't have it set up for different angles, but I'm going to sort of concentrate this over and we'll be back in a minute. There it is. I still can't focus on that little thing. Well, anyway, there's a tiny speck of gold. It's really little. I mean, it's minute. It's hard to focus on it, but that tiny little thing next to that black speck is a speck of gold. How I know is because it really glitters and I can lose it and re-find it again and again and again. Well, there it is, guys, under magnifying glass. I'm trying to focus on it. It is tiny. The problem with using magnifying glass and even trying to look at it outside is that the sky reflects on it, on the magnifying glass. But there it is, right there. Where's my finger? Give you some perspective. It's tiny. Well, anyway, there's gold on my land. Not a lot, not very big, but just about one speck in every shovelful there's gold in my land. Well, I'm going to put together my gold sluice, my sluice box. I'm going to see if I can find me some serious gold. I don't think I'm going to strike it rich here, but it sure is fun trying. Well, I hope this excited some of you guys. This is northern lower Michigan, just sandy soil in middle of northern lower Michigan. Nothing special, just a sandbox out in the middle of nowhere. I found gold on my land. There's pretty much gold in all sand across Michigan. There's sand in gravel pits, riverbeds, and backyards, and I bet if you've got sandy soil, I bet you can find gold. Well, got more exciting videos like this to come. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you don't. I'd appreciate it because it'll improve my income. There you go, guys. Let everybody know I found gold in Michigan. Talk to you later.